Oh, boy. That was a lot more of a headache than it needed to be. Welcome, nerds. Good night. I go and update the streaming software, and then nothing works, even after I had already... Oh, and now I'm screwing with the camera. Look at me. But I did my tests and everything, so it should have worked just fine. I don't understand. Anyway, we should be live. Something says we're not. No, okay. I'm still figuring this out. All right. Hey, look, stream's up. We're going. Hello, Mr. Ortiz. Sweet, it works. One of the things I was wondering if it was going to work was the new software, and it's working just fine. So, it has been a minute since we did a live episode. Oh, did I forget to... I think I might have forgot to double check something. So I'm going to try and talk to you while I'm double checking something. Where is it? Oh no, reading. Oh, poop. Okay. Why is reading not working? Because that was minimized, I bet. Yeah. All right. So we have a show to do. It has been a minute since we've done live. I am curious, as we are getting into this, if since you are the one that interacts the most, Christopher, we are, like I said in the most recent episode of the regular show, we are getting close to that time of year where I stop doing regular shows and we do a modified version where I get, I cut back to either doing just rumors, or I'm thinking this year maybe we might do, this is super hot and I apologize. I'm thinking maybe this year we might just do live shows and move the live show to Wednesday night and then don't do anything on Friday night. Because I actually have a few scheduling conflicts throughout the end of the year on Friday night. And then so that way we have the one episode and then I can clip shorts off of the live show to go onto the Nerd News Clips channel. So that is the question I am postulating to you and anyone else who may want to chime in chat. I'm really digging this new setup. It looks great. And the most beautiful thing about it is... Oh, and we're not even going to get to that until we're into the second part. So, no, that didn't work like it was supposed to. That was supposed to be a transition, not just a rough cut. But I guess quirks are still being... There. Quirks are still being worked out, it would seem. So, my apologies. But let's talk about the news, shall we? Everything should be running smoother tonight, too. So, let me know if we drop frames and I don't notice it, because I'm not always looking at the stream window on the software. Anyway, so apparently we have quite a bit of stuff that has come out in the last few days since Tuesday, late Tuesday. On the gaming side of things, we have Tokyo Game Show happening. So we'll probably talk a bit about some of that stuff because Microsoft just did their broadcast and Capcom did theirs. And so, yeah, there's plenty to talk about. But we have J.J. Abrams woke Constantine dead along with Madam X at HBO Max. Justice League Dark doesn't look to have a bright future. Uh-oh. Abrams just signed on to do something. The other Constantine, I'm pretty sure. So Zaslav, welcome back, Keanu Reeves. David Zaslav and Warner Brothers Discovery have gone out and canceled 2 projects by J.J. Abrams in the woke Constantine reboot, the Madam X Justice League Dark spinoff at HBO Max. Today saw the news that Zaslav's choices to head WB Films ushered in the deal to bring back Keanu Reeves. as Constantine in another installment of the 2005 movie reuniting Reeves with original director Francis Lawrence. Also, Abrams is going to be producing on this, or at least Bad Robot is, which is JJ for all intents and purposes. Variety's reporting the J.J. Abrams' Constantine HBO Max series is now dead, along with another. Okay, keep repeating yourself. I don't want to hear the same thing over and over and over again. Part of Abrams' big Warner Brothers deal, or Warner Media deal, Abrams was to develop Justice League Dark and spin-off projects. However, recently saw it reported Abrams' deal is being reevaluated. Is this a link to? Yes, it's a link inside to Cosmic Book. Back in May, we had to have talked about this. Yeah, because this is talking about the possibility of Cavill. This is one of the rumor sources for Henry Cavill coming back as Superman. All right. Variety does offer that both shows are being shopped elsewhere. And that I don't understand how that is possible. We got the same thing with Caped Crusader, and that one seems to actually be potentially going somewhere. But like, how do you shop Warner Brothers owns the Batman IP? How do you shop a Batman show or any other DC show to a different streamer? That doesn't make any sense to me. Go for the lives Wednesday night. Yeah. So that's kind of the idea is we'll be instead of Friday night, it'll be Wednesday night. That'll take place of the regular show. And then I can take the extra time that I'm not using for research and such to update graphics and intro sequences and all that jazz as needed. I don't even know exactly what I need to update for the next season, but we will be taking a look at that and then kind of evaluating from there. So Warner Brothers Discovery has axed axed Abrams' expensive sci-fi series Demimonde. The Shining spinoff Overlook. Well, that kind of sucks. I was kind of interested to see what they could do with a series. And then My Glory Was I Such a Friend? I don't even know about that one. All right. So that's interesting. Keanu Reeves is back. This is the one where we break down exactly who all is. Yeah, there we go. This is everybody that's associated with the actual Constantine movie that is apparently going forward at Warner Brothers. Keanu Reeves is back as Constantine, as another installment to the 2005 movie is in development with J.J. Abrams attached as the producer. See, it's not completely getting rid of Abrams. The details include that Keanu Reeves will be reunited with director Francis Lawrence. We already talked about that. Akiva Goldsman is writing the screenplay. He wrote the first screenplay, I'm pretty sure. He also wrote Batman Forever, Batman and Robin, A Beautiful Mind, iRobot, and the Fringe series. Star Trek Discovery, Titans, Star Trek Strange New Worlds, and Star Trek Picard are all under his producer's hat. Goldsman is on as a producer for this as well, along with Abrams. And yeah, this is a continuation of the first Keanu Reeves, as my microphone falls away from my mouth. This is a continuation of the first Keanu Reeves movie, out 2005, made $230 million worldwide, so not a huge release necessarily. Next, we have Warner Bros. Discovery licensing. Oh, yeah, here we go. So this is the thing. I don't know how this works, so maybe this article will lay it out for us. It's learned that both Batman and Lord of the Rings are getting licensed out by Warner Brothers Discovery. In a shift from the previous administration, Warner Bros. Discovery and CEO David Zaslav have made it clear that they are opening to licensing their IPs, which is a contract to when to when Jason Killer ran things at HBO Max. We have a ton of content that has been sitting idly for just purely principled reasons. Warner Bros. Discovery CFO Gunnar Weidenfels said at a Bank of America event on September 8th. Interesting. So it would technically still be they would own it. So it's Warner Brothers themselves that are shopping it around. They don't have the funds to back it up, but they still own the rights. So they would split the rights with whoever made it. That would be really interesting. To continue the quote, Lord of the Rings is a great example. It is a yeah, that's right. Lord of the Rings is a great example. It's a non-exclusive window, and we look at it as what we are giving up versus what additional revenue we are generating. The CFO added, noting that there are positive knock-on effects on our own platforms as well. I feel like there's still a little bit here that needs to be fleshed out. So it would be temporary. Sorry, back to the starting. It would just be temporary. So through about half of the month of November, the entire month of December, and then potentially half of January to all of January, depending on how long it takes me to do the updates. That's what I call the down season. So it's not like we don't exactly take that time off, but I do less content so that I can update all of the graphics. So it would be a temporary change, and then we would get back to a regular program the end of January or early February. That's what I do. That's what I've done for the last 3 seasons. That's my season changes, November through January. And because I am technically still working, it makes it last a little bit longer, because like other channels that do a similar thing usually only take a month off, but that's a whole month off with 0 content. And I don't think the channel is to a level where I could do that and the growth would continue the same way. So because of that, I continue to put out some content weekly to quasi daily. And so it makes the down season a little bit longer than other channels that only take a month off. So that's why it needs to happen, and it will only be temporary. But back to the news. I just opened the wrong window. All right. In the case of where did we leave off? CFO added, basically what is going on is that the number of new subscribers doesn't warrant keeping various IPs exclusive to HBO Max. So Warner would retain the rights, but they don't have the money, it seems. So in the case of Lord of the Rings, movies that were exclusive to HBO Max aren't bringing in new subscribers and probably aren't being watched much. So when Amazon contacted Warner Brothers Discovery to release the Lord of the Rings movies on Amazon to promote the release of Rings of Power, Warner Brothers Discovery said, hey, why not? We can make some money, and agreed to do so. Regarding the Batman, the J.J. Abrams and Matt Reeves Batman Caped Crusader animated series was recently canceled at HBO Max, along with lots of other animated projects, but it is being shopped around to other streamers, with Netflix, Amazon, and Hulu said to be the big contenders. Obviously, they're the only contenders. Again, something like Batman Caped Crusader animated series doesn't seem to be a big draw to bring in subscribers to HBO Max, so Warner Brothers decided to license it out to other streamers. Okay, all right, that makes much more sense then. I feel kind of dumb for not putting those two pieces together previously. So that's cool. I mean, theoretically, that could mean a lot more DC Warner Brothers content, which I'm always down for as long as it's done well. Hasbro Pulse Con returns with Marvel. Interesting. Come on, open. There we go. Hasbro announces the return of Hasbro Pulse Con 2022 on September 30th and October 1st, so 2 days. It promises fans of one-of-a-kind experience to celebrate the company's iconic brands. Reaching fans in the US, Canada, UK, Germany, Hasbro Pulse Con will be live streamed exclusively to the Hasbro Pulse YouTube channel. Oh, that's cool. So it'll be free. So it'll be kind of like DC Fandom, only without the paid stuff on top, it seems. Check out images, blah, blah, blah. Hasbro Pulse Con 2022 will feature engaging brand panels, exclusive content drops. Interesting. 55 new product reveals, celebrity appearances, exclusive Hasbro Pulse Premium member opportunities, long awaited. So Hasbro is trying to do something like a Comic-Con. It seems that this is something that's happened before, but I don't remember hearing much about this. Because all the Star Wars toy stuff happened last year on Star Wars Day, didn't it? When they did the event for Star Wars Day. Marvel entitled release date pushed back, could be Deadpool 3. Would explain why it's not at D23. That's true. Not good enough for us to dive into. Star Wars Rogue Squadron from Patty Jenkins removed from schedule. Oh no, this one's been rumored for a minute as being squashed, and now we might be taking more steps in that direction. Patty Jenkins' Star Wars Rogue Squadron might not happen, and now it is learned Disney has removed the flick from its release date schedule. Squadron was supposed to be released December 22nd of next year, but that isn't happening anymore. Ooh, that stinks. She's Patty Jenkins is working on Cleopatra. She did Wonder Woman 3, or is doing Wonder Woman 3. Did Wonder Woman 3? Is the third one already happened? No, that's only 2. Blah. Future schedule. Yeah, see, I can read. Shush. She also, we can also add Patty Jenkins' IMDb shows she's not directing any new projects. What's going on, according to the guy who runs Cosmic Book News, is that because 1984 was such a bomb that Warner Brothers is taking, not Warner Brothers, Marvel, Disney, words, wow. Disney is taking them off of, so, I mean, there is a strong argument to be had, but that is still technically rumor territory. She-Hulk teases Daredevil costume new suit. Deadpool 3 set to film next year with Stefan Kapichik back as Colossus. Brie Larson and the Marvels cast meet Harrison Ford. Blah, why do I care that they met Harrison Ford? Joseph Kaczynski rumored for Green Lantern. Avengers Kang Dynasty gets AntMan and Rick and Morty writer. Huh. Jeff Loveness, who is known for his comedy writing on Rick and Morty and Jimmy Kimmel, and Loveness is writing the upcoming Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania movie for Marvel. Shang-Chi director Destin Daniel Cretton, that's a lot of names, was previously announced to be directing the flick. Jeff Loveness is writing Ant-Man, which will feature Jonathan Majors as Kang the Conqueror, who first appeared in Loki Season 1. Oh, I hate journalistic writing. There's just repetition after repetition. However, has to be questioned is what is the tone of Avengers Kang Dynasty? That is a valid question. Though, to be fair, Joss Whedon back in the day said that he specifically cast comedians in serious roles because if you can do comedy, then drama is easier, according to him, because you have better timing. If you have good comedic timing, then you have great dramatic timing. And I mean, it worked pretty well for the Serenity movie, the Firefly movie, Serenity. So, I mean, there is that argument. I don't know how much water that holds when you when you consider this guy writes for Rick and Morty and, what was it, Jimmy Kimmel. Yeah, that's questionable at best. And then to go into a treatise about whether or not the MCU is too goofy, I feel like that's not really a question, is it? Halo Season 2 has started production. Don't really need to go into the article for that. That's just pretty cool. Filming in Iceland. As weak as I feel like the first season ended, I think Season 2 could still save it. I did watch all of those episodes, and it was fun up until the last 2 episodes. I really thought it was great. Questioned a couple of the choices up until that point, but then... yeah, it was questionable. I to be repetitious myself. Henry Cavill, Chris Hemsworth, Gal Gadot tease Netflix Tudum event. Oh, Tudum, again, because that's the noise. People's Joker trans Batman movie yanked. Don't care. Chucky season 2 trailer and posters released ahead of October premiere. Oh, I totally forgot. Chucky, the sci-fi channel series, not the movie. This is the continuation of the original movies. That is now a sci-fi series. Totally is going to be airing season 2 come October. I don't remember what date. Let's see if they give us the date in here. Let's waiting for October 5th. There we go. October 5th is the release date of the first episode of the next season. So Chris is adding to the conversation. I feel like Avengers Kang Dynasty and Avengers Secret Wars are going to be like Avengers Infinity War and Endgame. I don't think so. I think I'm going to disagree with you a little bit on that one. I think there is going to be... Well, obviously, there's the big differences is Kang Dynasty, and so far what they've announced for Secret Wars, there's series versus movie. So we have potential for a lot better development of story and development of characters. Hopefully by then they're not still introducing a bunch new characters, but I mean, it is modern Disney, so that might still happen. But I think that with Endgame, the tone of Disney in general, let alone Marvel Disney, meaning like a two-part... Oh, yeah, for sure. I think both of those movies will culminate in movies. I think that is 100% accurate. But I think Kang Dynasty will be the end of a phase. I can't really think of what phase it might be right now. But the whatever movie that culminates in will be the end of like phase 7 or something. And Secret Wars will culminate in a Secret Wars movie, but I think that they're going to be kind of split apart more so than we got with the Infinity War and Endgame split, where those were split by 2 years. I think they're going to split Kang from its movie sequel effectively, and Secret Wars from the Secret Wars movie. There's going to be more like 3, possibly even 5 years between them, because all of this other peripheral stuff has to be happening at the same time, because that's the way that phase 6 is where we're going. I don't think that the Kang movie will finish phase 6. I think there's going to be something between the Kang series and the Kang movie. I think the Kang movie will happen in a different phase. So, Secret Wars, they haven't announced the movie officially, though, I mean, there's been leaks. We've talked about them on the main show for months at this point, that there's going to also be a Secret Wars movie, which makes sense. So the story that they start in those two series is not going to have a proper conclusion in the series. They're going to build those into movies. But at the same time, they have to have, again, there's a bunch of periphery that's going on at the same time. So we're going to see, very likely before we get to the movies, we'll see the introduction of the X-Men, or mutants maybe more specifically. And we'll probably see the end of phase 6, and we'll rock into phase 7, maybe even get to phase 8 before we actually see the conclusion of those stories, because of all of this other stuff that they're going to start the momentum towards. And then we'll get the Kang movie will be, phase 8's probably a little bit pushing it because each phase is like 5 years. So yeah, it will probably be like the beginning of phase 7 is when we're going to see some sort of culmination of what they start with the Kang series and the Secret Wars series. I could be wrong, but that's kind of what I feel like, because of all of the things they have on their plate. It seems like that's the direction it's going to go. But yeah, I totally agree. There is going to be a two-parter feel to it. It's just going to be, the first part's going to be series and the last part's going to be movie. All right, back to Chucky, which is right up your alley, I think, Chris, isn't it? Because you are the horror dude. Yeah, it's October 5th. We already covered that. We got to what we needed. Don Mancini's coming back to voice Chucky. Oh, did we get some more Hellraiser stuff? Just more pictures, not another trailer. That sucks. Oh. David Harbour joins Gran Turismo movie. Movie adaptation of the true story surrounding the popular Gran Turismo video games from PlayStation moving forward and will star David Harbour. What? True story? Orlando Bloom and Archie Medek, the dude from freaking I can't think of words right now. the HBO Max Painkiller? No. Oh, that's really going to bug me. I got to go look it up now. I can't think of the name of that show, and it was great, and I really liked it. Peacemaker. There we go. I didn't even have to look it up. I just almost got there. But yeah, I'm pretty sure Archie Medekwe is the dude from Peacemaker. So that's really cool. I like both of those guys. Orlando Bloom is great in that Amazon series, the one with the fairies and stuff. Not Lord of the Rings, the one that's like slightly more modern. Anyway, Harbour will play retired driver who teaches the teen. Oh, I totally skipped some stuff. THR offers first details with the word Gran Turismo. I don't think that's right. I think that's a typo. Will be directed by Neil Blomkamp. Oh, that's great. I really like Neil Blomkamp as a director. District 9 is a fantastic movie. Elysium, not so much. District 9, yes. Script will be written by Jason Hall, who wrote American Sniper, and Zach Balin, King Richard. All right, so I didn't really miss much, just a couple other credits. But David Harbour will play the retired driver who teaches a teen how to drive. Orlando Bloom will play a hungry marketing executive who's selling the sport of motor racing. Just may believe it's an art too. And, oh, maybe Archie is not who I was thinking. All right, so we're going to go look this dude up because I thought I recognized that name, and I did not. Due to the contract with Marvel. Yeah, I think that's accurate. I think that's going to be what closes out Phase 6, is somewhere at the end of Phase 6 is where we're going to get introduced into mutants, which will be round about 2025. Mediqua. I think that might be how... Oh, I didn't want to look up IMDb. I want the wiki. Where's the wiki? Does he not have a Wikipedia page? It would seem not. So I guess we do want the IMDb. He was in Midsummer, C with Jason Momoa, Voyagers. Huh, I don't recognize him. Interesting. I don't know. I mean, I've seen Midsummer. The Midsummer was a very interesting horror movie, but movie is based on... All right, so here we go. This is the Gran Turismo true story. The movie is based on a true story and is described as the ultimate wish fulfillment tale of a teenage Gran Turismo player whose gaming skills won a series of Nissan competitions to become the actual professional race car driver. I don't remember this happening ever. Originally released in 97. That was the first Gran Turismo game. But when did the story supposedly take place? The new Gran Turismo game is supposed to release next August, but nothing beyond that. As far as what that story that they're talking about is. So that's interesting. We'll have to maybe look that up for a follow-up in the regular show. The same time, we already going to be choosing millions because at the end of Miss Marvel... Don't worry about it. At the end of Miss Marvel, we were introduced that she's actually a mutant. Yes. I don't know that they actually used that word, though. I think he said something about her DNA being different, but I'm pretty sure he didn't say mutant because that's the big no-no word, right? When they had the rights from Marvel before Disney owned Marvel, that was the thing that no one else could say was mutant. You could not say the word mutant. So I don't think he said that she was a mutant. I just think he said that there was something different about her DNA. I could be wrong because I didn't watch Miss Marvel. I just read about the episodes as they were airing. So perhaps I am incorrect, but I'm pretty sure that's accurate. All right, so we're just taking a look at... That's it? That's all we get. Just a picture of her head. Oh, no. Oh... A little bit more. Definitely tearing away the skin. I kind of missed the giant leather coat, not gonna lie. And I think, I don't know. I don't know. There's something weird about there. I guess I should be politically correct, right? She's a they, I believe. They, them pronouns. Very strange. I don't know how I feel about that. Have you seen these yet, Chris? Do you know? Are you a fan? Let's put it that way. Are you a fan of the original Hellraiser? And what do you think about Jamie Clayton? Uh-oh, something new just posted. Go back to the top. Venom 3 may have a release date. Oh. Sony again announces new releases date. That's me not reading right. Sorry. So Sony is again new release dates for Spider-Man Universe spin-off Marvel films, which includes Kraven, Madam Web, and Venom 3. Kraven was originally slated to release January 13th, but now pushed back to October 6th. Madam Web had a July 7th release date, shifted to originally, and then July, and then October, and is now February 16th of 24. Untitled Marvel movie was set for June 7th of 24 and is now back a month to July 12th. Spider-Man Multiverse animated films still have their release dates. So Across the Multiverse, or Across the Spider-Verse is June 2nd. Beyond the Spider-Verse is March 29th of 24. So they're actively developing both movies at the same time. I think we talked about that, actually. Kraven. Oh, and then we're just going into details about each movie, and we've already done all that. So we don't need to continue on that road. Now we got to find Hellraiser. There we go. Amber Heard. This is the one that I saw at the top of the page that I was kind of curious. Accused of blackmail. Big rumors offer that Amber Heard is reportedly blackmailing men in Hollywood, which has seen the actress blacklisted, which may involve Aquaman director James Wan, star Jason Momoa, and producer Zack Snyder. I can read, I swear. It's actually the third time we've heard something involving Amber Heard having this kind of blackmailing to get parts. This is not... this is one of my regular sources, so this is the first I've heard of this. So I don't know how this is the third time, but this comes from Australian gossip site Pop Topic. Insider source has filled them in that Amber Heard has reportedly been blacklisted in Hollywood over blackmailing. So she's not going to be cast in anything else. Not because she lied about the Johnny Depp situation or lied about making such a generous money donation or anything like that, but because she's blackmailing people to get roles, which is also horrible, but I feel like the two together do not speak highly. Where the mention is that Amber Heard got into trouble while in Australia and was charged with illegally importing animals, where she pled guilty to falsifying travel documents. Ooh, back in 2016. Yikes. All right, I'm sorry, Chris. I was not paying attention to the chat screen. Like a mutation, yeah. See, so he didn't. I mean, that's close. So I don't know if that violates the vocabulary rules or not, because it's mutation and not mutant, and their legal stuff like that is very word specific. So that might skirt the line of being them being able to say that because it's mutation and not mutant. Plus the 97 X-Men theme played for... Oh, I didn't know that part. Or I did and I forgot, but either way, that's kind of cool. 97 X-Men theme, as in the animated series X-Men theme? Because that would be 97, X-Men 97. Yeah, so you're talking animated series. Oh, no, that's not it. There we go. There it is. All right, I found it. We're good. That's really cool. So it was like, when he said that, I dig it. I think that's a cool little Easter egg. If that's happening the way I'm picturing it in my head, I think that's a really fun little Easter egg for a show that probably not a lot of people who watched the original X-Men cartoon series actually watched currently. That I can't imagine a whole lot of millennial dudes who were the target audience for that animated series. We're also watching Miss Marvel. We are outside of their target demographic for that show. But still, cool either way. Amber Heard, not a great person. We're moving on. I don't care anymore. Taika Waititi, Star Wars, Thor 5 in doubt following Love and Thunder blunder. All right, so this is going to get into Love and Thunder numbers, I would imagine. Game of Thrones creators David Benioff and D.B. Weiss are supposed to develop new Star Wars movies, but following disappointment of the last couple seasons of their HBO series, they stepped away from their Lucasfilm deal. Likewise, following Wonder Woman being a complete disaster, Patty Jenkins stepped away. Rian Johnson is also supposed to be developing Star Wars, but his Last Jedi, blah, 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 blah. Where does it talk about? All right, regarding Taika Waititi and his Star Wars movie in doubt, info comes from Giant Freaking Robot, who have a very mixed track record. These guys, if I were to get a piece from them on the rumor mill section of a regular episode, we would probably give it a 50-50 because their track record is shaky at best. But they say Waititi will not be returning to Marvel for Thor 5 due to mixed reception to Thor Love and Thunder. The site reports points to previously confirmed scoops from the source of the rumor and adds that the following the lukewarm reception to Thor Love and Thunder, Taika Waititi feels he cannot... All right, let's go look up Thor Love and Thunder numbers. Financial information. So opening weekend made $144 million, which is almost half of what they needed. Production budget is $250, theater counts. So info, it adjusted. They made their money back plus some. So it's not the greatest. I don't care about all-time numbers. It's not the greatest Marvel release, but it's definitely not the worst. I would imagine ranking of other records. Nope. It comes on number 5, biggest domestic July weekend. So that's another number 5, top 2022 theater average. Oof, that's not one that you want to be very low on anyway. Biggest domestic July day, number 4. Huh. Number 14 in preview. So it's not, I mean, I wouldn't say that's lukewarm. I'd say that's pretty strong showing for any movie, just because it's a Disney movie that changes the conversation a little bit, granted. So worldwide box office is $500 million more than what they needed. So yeah, they tripled their money. That's not a weak showing. That's better than lukewarm even. So I feel like this is you gotta go to the source, man. You gotta check out the claims that these sites make, because there's no reason to believe that a movie that made triple its money back was lukewarm or did poorly at all. That's pretty dang good for a movie. Just because most Disney movies do about that or better doesn't mean that that's a bad showing. That's just silly. Chris says, yay. Also in She-Hulk, there's like shoe versions of other characters. Like you guessed it, one of the Wolverine. Yeah. I saw the Wolverine one. I didn't see Cyclops, but I think I heard about it. How are you feeling about She-Hulk? I'm assuming you're actively watching it. So I watched the first episode and was not impressed. So I'm gonna ask you that one. What do you feel about it? Just because, like, I know what the trades feel about it, and I know what the alternative media sites feel about it, and they're not the same. My dad likes it, and he's literally twice my age. So I think that's an interesting state of things, that my dad, who is one of the most conservative people I know, really likes, passively likes She-Hulk. So what do you think? Because since you're a bit younger, I'm very interested what you think about She-Hulk there, Chris. And everybody always comes back to Captain Marvel doing $1 billion too. Back onto the article at hand. Captain Marvel did do $1 billion at the box office. Love and Thunder made less than Ragnarok. Of course, it made less than Ragnarok. Ragnarok came out while we were still building up to the Avengers movies, the Endgame and Infinity War and whatever. So, like, everything that came out in that era is going to do better. So I don't think that's a fair comparison, because now Disney has to rebuild that momentum, because they kind of, for lack of a better term, they kind of blew it on the Avengers movies, and then everything kind of was in disarray because they lost a bunch of their actors. So they have to rebuild and get back that momentum, which is going to take them, what did it take them the first time? Like 6 years? So it's going to probably take them something close to that. I would imagine we're looking at another 2 to 3 years of momentum building before we can even pretend like their movies are going to do that much business again, because nobody cares yet. We haven't gotten enough content with these characters to really care. But once we get to that point, I'm sure they'll have a similar showing. I don't think it's going to be probably quite as big ever again, but it'll be pretty dang close. But the only reason Captain Marvel did $1 billion is because they marketed it as, you need to see this movie to see Endgame in order for you to understand everything that Endgame has to offer. Like, that's how that movie was marketed. So if it's billed as required reading, of course it's going to make $1 billion, because everyone who's excited about Endgame is going to go see that because they think it's going to factor into Endgame. And when it didn't really factor into Endgame, everyone is a little grumpy about it. So that is what it is. So we'll see what's going on. All right, so we're over Taika. Transformers Earthspark coming to New York Comic-Con. Don't care. X-Men writer hopes Stephen Amell reconsiders Attack on Animal Rescue. I kind of saw something about that. I'm not inclined to read about Stephen Amell, because I'm sure it's somebody taking something out of context, and we're not going to talk about it. It includes, this is, now we're back into stuff for Wednesday, because New York City Comic Con includes Batman, Superman, Mortal Kombat, DC. So they're going to have a preview for the new Mortal Kombat animated movie at New York Comic Con, which is cool, but it's fun to watch cameos like Abomination. The show I really enjoyed is Moon Knight. Yeah, I agree. I think so far, I dug Falcon and Winter Soldier for about 2/3 of it. I think the last 3 episodes or so really kind of unraveled in a way that wasn't entertaining. But I think Moon Knight's probably their most solid from what I've watched of the Marvel shows. Yeah, I can't think of anything that even kind of came close to Moon Knight. I totally agree with that. I think Moon Knight is their strongest show so far. Halloween ends. Oh yeah, we're into Wednesday stuff. So let's go do this thing. We can go to Bounding and see if there's anything interesting in there, but I think we're just going to switch over to music. Yeah, they're talking about kind of the same stuff. 20 minutes of absolutely nothing. Yeah, that's what I heard. Sony claims Microsoft... Oh, that's right. We got to talk about this. All right, so... The Microsoft Activision purchase is really ruffling some feathers over at Sony, and so they're swapping barbs. So let's get into this, shall we? Sony, excuse me. Sony has some choice words to share over the Microsoft Activision Blizzard deal, specifically in relation to the mega popular Call of Duty franchise. While Sony argues it's one more step towards elbowing PlayStation out of the Call of Duty sphere, Microsoft has a different take on the whole situation. Obviously, they've said multiple times that they're not going to go exclusive with Call of Duty for a few iterations. Now, exactly what a few means still remains to be seen. So Sony is probably right to feel uncomfortable about this, but still, it's going to be a little while. Continuing, speaking to The Verge in early September, Microsoft Gaming CEO and Xbox chief Phil Spencer stated that Call of Duty would remain on PlayStation for a while yet. Quote, in January, we provided a signed agreement to Sony to guarantee Call of Duty on PlayStation with feature and content parity for at least several more years beyond the current Sony contract, on an offer that goes well beyond typical gaming industry agreements, unquote, Spencer insisted. Earlier, Bloomberg reported, citing insiders, that the FPS Titan would still be on PlayStation for at least the next 2 years because their contract with Activision Blizzard for Call of Duty is up, I believe, this year. So, again, I feel like that's Microsoft being pretty dang generous. Continuing on, PlayStation CEO Jim Ryan told GamesIndustry.biz, I hadn't intended to comment on what I understood to be a private business discussion, but I feel the need to set the record straight because Phil Spencer brought this to the public forum. He continued, Microsoft has only offered for Call of Duty to remain on PlayStation for 3 years after the current agreement between Activision and Sony ends. After almost 20 years of Call of Duty on PlayStation, their proposal was inadequate on many levels and failed to take account of the impact on our gamers. So what about, I'm cutting away for a second, what about now that they own Bungie, are they not going to try and push the next Bungie game to be exclusive to PlayStation? Are they not going to try and get, I'm blanking, Destiny? Are they not going to try and make Destiny 3, say, exclusive for PlayStation? Like, I feel like this is just Sony getting butthurt about something they're actively trying to do back to Microsoft, just for a different game. Continuing on, where is it? Where did I leave off? Yeah, we want to guarantee PlayStation gamers continue to have the highest quality Call of Duty experience. Microsoft's proposal undermines this principle. You bought the company that Microsoft made famous. Again, Bungie. Come on now, guys. Oh, boy. Oh, Loki was okay. I totally wasn't even thinking about Loki. Loki was good as well. Moon Knight was great. I mean, like, its finale was nice. I have to show that doesn't have any references to other Marvel. There's a reason why it didn't have references to other Marvel characters or movies. I really can't say that because we got to wait till season 2. So the reason that Moon Knight didn't have references is because it was too dark. So the producers at Marvel said that it was going to be Elseworlds at first. So it exists in its own micro universe effectively. I think that might change because of the popularity of season 1. I think season 2 might be different, but yeah, that was definitely on purpose. They didn't reference any other Marvel goings on because it was dark. There was a lot of violence. There was foul language, all these things. And that's not the Disney brand. So I don't know. It's just an interesting kind of ruffling of feathers with that, but it did well. So I think that, yeah, you're right. Season 2 will be the deciding factor of where it sits in the Marvel universe. But yeah, Loki was fun. I feel like there was some really good fan servicey stuff, but Moon Knight was the superior series. Oops. Oh no. Sorry, I just opened up an extra window for no reason. Close. All right. So back to Call of Duty. GamesIndustry.biz later reported that the UK's Competition and Markets Authority ruled the acquisition, quote, may be expected to result in a substantial lessening of competition within a market or markets in the UK. I'm formulating a video that I think we're going to get into this conversation a little bit, because I don't think this is accurate. And the kind of the genesis for my thoughts on this come from esports, because I think esports is, Devin Nash put it very accurately, that the current market cannot support the current esports model, where each individual game gets its own sport event around it. So like Mortal Kombat has its very own esport events, and Street Fighter has its very own esports events, and Halo has their own, and Overwatch has their own, and Call of Duty has their own. That's not sustainable. That model doesn't work. So this is kind of an extension of that mindset of each individual game is a market unto itself. I don't think that's an accurate way of looking at the market. So the UK Competition and Markets Authority saying that it's going to result in, quote, a substantial lessening of competition within a market or markets is inaccurate, because the market is not Call of Duty. The market is first-person shooters. So the analysis that I want to really get into is esports. Will esports? It's obvious that it can't handle the current model. So would it benefit from doing an FPS league where each week is a different first-person shooter? So you have all however many teams, 12 teams or whatever, in the FPS league. Week 1, you're playing Halo. Week 2, you're playing Call of Duty. Week 3, you're playing Overwatch, so on and so forth, until you get to the finals, or you get to the final tournament or whatever. And at the finals, the final round is decided by whoever has the best record up to that point decides what game and what variation of that game they get to play. So like if I'm just going to pull names out of at random. If a team from Seattle excels at, say, Halo 2, and they have the best league score, they have the most winningest record, then they get to say, all right, the finals is decided in Halo 2. Halo 2 multiplayer is where we're going to play. Or a team from California, they excel at Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and so they get to finals and say, we're going to do Call of Duty Modern Warfare, or we're going to do Splinter Cell, or something. I think that is a much more enjoyable for the viewers, because then you have a bigger pool of talent to follow and to appreciate. It also makes it a little bit more cutthroat, so then that also increases viewership. So again, there's a video brewing in here. But to get back to this, there is not a Call of Duty market. There is a gaming market, and more specifically, there is a first-person shooter gaming market. But for someone to own the rights to a specific game does not lessen the competition within a market. I think, again, I'm not a lawyer, and I haven't really looked into this as much as I want to, which is why I haven't made the video yet. But I feel like that's going to be something resembling the conclusion of this. Werewolf by Night. Yeah, that looks really interesting. I don't know how excited I am about it necessarily, but I mean, Man-Thing's in it, so that's going to be a lot of fun anyway. All right, so continuing on. Sorry, I went off on a little tangent. Excuse me. They feared the $68.7 billion acquisition could mean Microsoft would be withholding or degrading content in Activision Blizzard games and services on non-Microsoft platforms. This was despite the recent announcement of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 having PlayStation exclusive Oni Operator Pack pre-order bonus. So Sony's just mad they're going to be missing out on their exclusives. But whatever. The CMA were also concerned Microsoft could use its influence in the industry along with Activision's catalog to, quote, raise barriers to entry and foreclose rivals in cloud gaming services. I mean, that's how Microsoft has built their company to what it is. So that shouldn't really be a question either. In short, they expressed concerns of Microsoft's deal being anti-competitive. I don't know. Again, I feel like they're walking a pretty fine line there. I don't think that it will fall over the side of anti-competitiveness. These concerns stemmed from Microsoft gaining command over major franchises such as Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, and giving them the potential of, quote, harming consumers by impairing Sony's, Microsoft's closest gaming rival, ability to compete, unquote. Yeah, that's interesting. But yeah, that's where it falls right now. And we're just going on with the back and forth on the barbs, and that's just it really borderline petty. Daredevil Born Again will ignore previous and then we're back into stuff. All right, so let's go hit up the music news. I think there was something. Let's go check a source real quick off stream. I gotta go check an inbox. Because there was something. Timothy Chalamet, has 7 musical numbers in Wonka. That's kind of awesome. Blade Runner 2099 series officially moving forward at Prime Video. Oh, that's even more awesome. There we go. Black Dahlia Murder. That's where we're going. We're going Loudwire, baby. Yep, Loudwire. All right, that's where we're going. So, Loudwire. Oops. Loudwire.com. 8 musical groups that influenced nu metal. Yes. Vicky Cornell opens about Chris's death. Tobias Forge, blech. Demi Lovato, even more blech. Foo Fighters ready their own essential best of album. That's cool. 8 musical groups. We already skipped past that. Fozzy postponed remaining tour dates while Jericho recovers. Beto O'Rourke's son see Iron Maiden together. Don't care. John Bonham's grandson. Jaeger Henry drops pop punk song Hate Me. We might have to do a reaction or something to that. Tributes to Soilworks, David Anderson. Oh yeah, Soilworks guitar player passed, which sucks. New rock and metal albums out today. Foo Fighters Everlong on Billboard charts #1. Of course it is, because it's a wonderful song and it should never leave the Billboard charts. Where is it? New age metal bands from Finland. Billy Corgan, longtime girlfriend Chloe Mendel just got engaged. Sublime biopic finds director. Oh, hey, there we go. That's a bunch of different things that we can talk about right there. Sublime biopic, so on and so forth. All right, Sublime's promising career may have been cut short by the death of singer Bradley Nowell, but their music has lived on, and now their story will be told in film form. Sony's 3000 Pictures, Turner Entertainment, Dave Kaplan, and Peter Paterno, are developing a film about the iconic ska punk band. I don't know if ska punk is accurate, but okay. I would say a little more reggae punk, maybe. Some of the particulars are starting to come together, with Francis Lawrence now on board to direct the film. The Australian director is best known for helming films in the Hunger Games series, while also taking on such films as Red Sparrow and Water for Elephants. Red Sparrow was okay. Water for Elephants was pretty good, if I remember correctly. Lawrence got his start in the music world, directing videos for Bad Religion, Fastball. Oh, nice. Fastball. Good deal. Third Eye Blind, Aerosmith, Green Day, POD, Garbage. I love it. Alanis Morissette, Avril Lavigne, Michelle Branch, Incubus, Goo Goo Dolls, Audioslave, and others. Four-time Emmy nominee Chris Mundy, best known for his work on Ozark, as well as the TV series Bloodline, Hell on Heels, and Criminal Minds, is writing the script for the Sublime biopic. Oh, biopic. It's not a documentary. It's a biopic. So it's going to be like Walk the Line or the Elvis one that just hit HBO Max, which was, I like Baz Luhrmann, but I did not like that Elvis movie. Yeah, so interesting. Sublime band members Bud Gaw and Eric Wilson, as well as Troy and Jacob Noel, on behalf of Bradley Noel's estate and Surfdog/DKM Scott Stein, will serve as executive producers. Oh, that's good. That's a good sign. That's a really good sign when people who are that close to the subject matter are part of the team that is making the thing happen. And then it gets into who Sublime was. If you don't know who Sublime was, Google is a beautiful thing. First ever vinyl record that's also a guitar pedal. Chad Kroeger names a band he never wants to follow. Don't care. Oh, come on. Unreleased Aussie songs with Taylor Hawkins. I didn't know that. Ricky Rackett, Tobias Forge. Mark Morton ranks every Lamb of God album. They're all number one. System of a Down rally support after Azerbaijan bombing of Armenian border. Oof. Maybe that means we're going to get some more System of a Down. That's a horrible way to frame that post, but I mean, it's where my brain went. Music is inherently political. An interview with Giovanni Minazzi, whose death metal bassist and PhD candidate, discusses the multifaceted relationship between music, politics, and fan expectations. Nope, don't care. I don't know where this article was. There we go. Black Dahlia. Yay! Let's talk about the Black Dahlia because we need to. Trevor Sternad, I was saying it incorrectly when we originally talked about his passing. Black Dahlia are going on tour, play October 28th in Detroit, Michigan to celebrate the life and legacy of late vocalist Trevor Sternad. Co-founding guitarist Brian Eschbach will now occupy the role of frontman, and vacating the guitar role has afforded the death metal icons the ability to bring back guitarist Ryan Knight. Oh, that's great. Oh, that's really great. The show will be held at St. Andrews Hall and will feature special guest Darkest Hour and Plague Years. Oh, Plague Years is so good. They just put out a new single that's been all over SiriusXM, and it's fantastic. Yeah, I really dig Plague Years. Sorry, aside. So yeah, it's that sounds like that might be, because I remember there was another article, and that's I think the one I was looking for, and I just can't find it. So maybe we can do this. Yeah, let's do this. No, everything else is, so it might not have been Loudwire that I saw, but they it sounds like they're going to move forward as a band with this lineup. So that's pretty heavy and epic. And I'm totally not reading chat. I'm sorry. Going to be black and white, which is interesting. Yeah, because the comic book was in black and white, so that makes sense. I just really want to see Man-Thing happen on a screen in front of my face, because that's just way too much fun. So yeah. Let's get back to the news. I think we're getting close to the end of the first part. So I'm going to actually split this show up tonight a little bit differently than we have been. Oops. A little bit differently than we have been, because I want to do a thing about AI art, and because I just did the quick and nerdy about it. So I think we're going to do a little bit of a little more of an elaboration on some of the AI interactive, what is the words I'm looking for? Some of a little bit different of a take on the differences between some of those AI generators. That's what I was trying to say. Lorna Shore just dropped a deathcore ballad. Really? That's interesting. Slipknot fan owns biggest collection of masks in the world. Dude has a YouTube channel all about it. Ollie Sykes explains why new BMTH. Why can I not think of whatever? Soil work dead at 47. That is so sad. Blackie Lawless isn't concerned about woke culture. Yeah, he wouldn't be. Yeah, I think that's where we're going to call this part of the stream. This has been the news right here with me, Generally Nerdy. So we'll be taking a brief break. And like I said, going to be coming back and we're going to talk a little bit about AI art before we jump into the gaming portion. So if you are here lurking, or if you, Christopher, who is active in the chat, thank you very much, want to stick around, we're going to talk a little bit about AI interfaces and some of the AI art that is coming out and like the differences between them, because there are some free ones and how to keep them free and how they stack up against things like Midjourney and DALL-E 2 that are all over the news right now. And just all over the internet. Like everybody's trying to get in on Midjourney, which everybody can. And we're going to talk about that. So, yeah, we're going to take our break. I got to feed my little babies, and then we'll be back talking AI and then playing a little bit of Shredder's Revenge. I just got it downloaded, so we're going to do this. We're going to do the thing. All right. Talk amongst yourselves for a moment, and I shall return. All right. Like I said, we are back. So, as previously stated, let me switch over here. As previously stated, we are getting into an interesting time as it pertains to art. What I'm specifically talking about is AI created art. I just did a quick and nerdy about this, and I talked about 3 of the best free options when we're creating text to image art. And there we go. So the 3 that I mentioned in that quick and nerdy short are this one here, Crayon, and then Starry AI is this, and Night Cafe Studio is this one right here. So we're also going to touch on this guy here is Dream Studio. And let's see if I can get into my Midjourney here as well. Midjourney AI. Midjourney.com. Oh, that's right. D. Sign in. Sign in with Discord. Yeah, okay. And I've already used up all of my Midjourney credits. So, but we are going to talk about that and what all that means. So, where to start? Obviously, AI generated art is an art form where, and that's even kind of a controversial statement, calling it an art form. I mean, it's art. It's visually pleasing. It's aesthetically pleasing. Just because it was created by a computer doesn't mean it's not art. Now, the validity and the quality then comes into question because it is... It literally takes you seconds to create what would be otherwise months or longer creation. Like something like this. I'm going to open one of my more recent ones up on Night Cafe. This guy here. Let me make sure that's coming through. So something like this right here would take a very long time, even in a digital realm. Even if you're creating it exclusively in Photoshop, this would take quite a long time to do by hand. And even if Photoshop you don't count as by hand, it's much more by hand than this. So let's open image in new tab so we can get a better look. So yeah, so there's a crazy amount of detail in this, and it would just take a long time to get all of these ribs and all of the stuff in the background and all of that, the volumetric lighting and all this would just take a while. So that's why like traditional art communities are not super happy about it, which is understandable. And I honestly think of it more as a starting point than actually a completed work of art. This is kind of just direction to point, and then I would do. I mean, like I have been doing. I'll even pull that up. I don't know how I'm going to make that happen in here. Oh, I guess I have. The Instagram should be here somewhere. Let's check this out. Go to profile. And then we take a look at this guy is the most recent one that I've posted right there. So that is effectively a live or a real person version of the Nerdy Ninja logo that I have that I put on everything, right? So this was kind of the first iteration of it. Actually, no, this was the first iteration of it. And then we got to here, got him the little neck piece, made that neck look a little more natural. And then I liked these glasses better and kind of wanted to see how it looked with the hair instead of with the ninja cap. So, yeah, and that all came from different pieces. So, like, I took the individual pieces and created a composite. So that's kind of where it sits with the community. Is it has its own subculture, I guess, inside of the art community, and some people really dig it because it is so easy and you can create such crazy looking stuff so quickly. And it's those same reasons that people just are not really warming up to it very much because it's too easy and too quick. So we're going to touch on. We'll start here with Crayon because this is probably the most rudimentary of them all. I don't know exactly if this is the case, but it definitely seems to be the case that it's very obvious there are different algorithms involved with how this is all happening. Those algorithms get you pretty dramatically different results with the same prompt. But some of those algorithms some of those prompts are triggering effectively the same algorithm, just different instances of the same algorithm. And I think that something like DALL-E 2 and Midjourney, which again are the big ones right now, are using the prompts for their lesser algorithms to make the main algorithms more powerful. I can't say that for certain, but there is fair reason to believe such things are the case. So Midjourney, no, I'm sorry, Crayon. We're starting at Crayon. So let's say Crayon, we're just going to do, because I'm a big nerd, Mortal Kombat Ninja. We'll just go there. Mortal Kombat Ninja and see what that does. Crayon does not give you a whole lot of detail. Crayon is pretty rudimentary when it comes to the creation. Sorry, I lost the remote. Let's see if I can open some. I have other pieces that I have just stored, and that might actually go a little bit faster. Open with Firefox. There we go. So this is Cyberpunk Ninja, and the way Crayon works is it generates a 9x9 grid. So each one of these is its own image, and then you would click on each individual image, and then you get something like this. Where'd my folder go? When you click on that image, it would open up, and as you can see, this isn't exactly a large image. This image is very likely just this exact dimensions blown up to be the overall dimensions, because it's very soft, it's very digitized. There's a lot of aliasing going on in here. You've got a lot of I forget what the word is. Issues though with straight lines and stuff. Whereas the little version of it looks pretty clean, the big version of it is not. So crayon is, again, super rudimentary. Let's see if it has generated. There we go. And it does okay with certain things, but you get a lot of headless images. You get a lot of, it can't really give you human figures. There's a lot of just like, if you squint your eyes, it kind of looks like the thing you're looking for. So again, not the most powerful of the AIs. It's fun to play around with, but doesn't really do the job. So then moving up, we're going to starry.ai, starryai.com rather. This one is quite a bit more powerful and actually works very similarly to Night Cafe Studio, which is the one that I put at the top of the list for the quick and nerdy. There are some very key differences here, and we're going to get into that. So first off, it's run on a point system. So when you start, it gives you something like 5 or 10 points just for, or credits, I guess, just for opening an account. And it's free to open an account. See, here's how credits work. So you get 5 free daily credits. And all you have to do is log in and claim them. If you don't log in inside of that 24-hour window, then you basically just lose those free credits. And then you can purchase credits, which is what it brings up to you automatically. Credits are fairly cheap, I guess. 40 cents per credit at the cheapest, or 15 cents per credit if you want to pay them $150. It seems a little ridiculous, especially considering you can earn credits. Now, earning credits is a little wonky with this one. You share a tweet on your Twitter account and you get 3 credits, but you can only do that once every 3 days. Likewise on Instagram, likewise on Reddit, likewise on TikTok. And you have to like link up your account so that or tell them what your account is so that they can verify that you're posting the things. The big one over here on the left, Starry AI Club, is up to 1,000 credits. But if you go into the details, this has to do with likes, people liking your stuff. And then when you get to a certain size, when you get so many likes, then you have to start getting followers. Once you get 250 followers, and then in order to get the 10,000 credits, or 500 credits rather, the top of this tier, you have to have 1,000 followers and 10,000 likes, which, I mean, there's millions of people generating on these platforms, so that's going to take some doing if you want to get to that point. The free ones are fine. Like you can create, if you only want to just play around and kind of create a couple of things a day, then five credits is fine. The interface for this one, and that's the other thing, is this: when you create an artwork, it generates 4 different artworks, and then you can individually go in and upscale them. So I think this is the one that I upscaled. Yeah. So you go in and individually upscale. You click on the upscale button. It brings this drop-down menu, and then you get a free 4 times upscale as long as you're paying them for the pro level, or you spend credits to get an 8 times upscale or a 16 times upscale. So I got the 16 on this guy because I'm going to use this part of the hood for a different piece. Oh, that's one we just looked at. And then there's something like this. And we're going to get into this image specifically here in just a minute. But yeah, this is really interesting stuff. 2 hands on this. A lot of these really, oh wow, I totally forgot that this one existed. A lot of these really have issues with hands of people. So if you're looking to create hands, it's difficult. Also, sometimes I don't know exactly what triggers this, but for some reason they will randomly try and generate letters, and the letters work, but the words don't. So that's just pretty kind of across the board. So this is, yeah, Mortal Kombat Ninja. I did nerdy Mortal Kombat Ninja was the prompt, and this is what we got out of it. So yeah, a little weird, but all right. So if you go into create, there are 3 different algorithms here. Altair is their abstract one. Orion is also pretty abstract, but it seems a little more like, again, that's kind of more if you squint, it kind of looks like this thing. That's the Orion AI. And then Argo is their interaction for Stable Diffusion. Stable Diffusion is kind of the sleeper of the 3 big ones, or we've only talked about 2 of the 3 big ones. Stable Diffusion is the 3rd of the big art generators. So DALL-E 2 being the first, and then Midjourney being probably the most popular. Stable Diffusion is kind of, it's freeware. It's open source AI that you can effectively download onto your computer. And I said, actually, I know I cut that part out because I didn't know when I filmed, but between filming and editing the Quick and Nerdy, I learned that it does not cost you money to do... to install the Stable Diffusion AI onto your computer and run it there. You can generate all you want all day long, whatever, with no cost except for the time and the power and so on and so forth. The reason that it costs to access it through something like this is because they only have so much bandwidth, they only have so much processing capabilities at where the AIs are housed, wherever that may be. Writing an essay for class. Oh, yikes. What's the class, bud? So we have Argo is their Stable Diffusion. Stable Diffusion is almost as powerful as Midjourney, and I don't have any hands-on access to DALL-E 2, but DALL-E 2 is powerful in different ways, but as far as the images that it generates, I would say DALL-E and Stable Diffusion are kind of comparable. I honestly think the most powerful and the most artistic is Midjourney, but we're going to get to that. So we go into the Argo AI, and then this is basically the interface that you get with Argo Starry AI and with Night Cafe. So you have your prompt window here. They have a styles window. This is kind of just like auto text. So if you want it to say render hyper realistic, and then you want to use this as a reference, and then you want to use Gustave Doré, and you want to use X, Y, and Z, then it will. Oh, come on! What the heck? Yeah, there we go. So it adds them as you click on them, and so you can add those down here. Which is a little bit different, but effectively, again, it's basically the same. This also has the ability of starting of an initial image. So you give it a frame of reference, and then it uses that frame of reference and then applies all of your prompt and all of the styles to that frame of reference. Oh, I totally didn't even realize this was here for some reason, but this makes total sense. This creates variations. So those 4 different variations, if you remember, we'll go back to my creations. The 4 variations, here, I could have turned that down to 1, apparently. I'm just silly. So yeah, 4 variations. Oh, yeah, okay. 4 is the minimum. Maybe that's why I didn't register, because I tried to play with it and it wouldn't let me go lower. So variations, it's multiples of 4. Oh, specifically only 4 or 8. And then that's all just the basic stuff. And then you can add advanced settings. So I have my advanced setting box clicked. and you can do canvas size. So this is the ratio of the image. So 4x5, wide 5x3, landscape 4x3, square, which is all you can do in Dolly, and mobile portrait is 9x16. So the wide on Night Cafe is 16x9, and here it's 5x3. Seems a little silly, but it is what it is. And then iterations. So this is how long effectively it runs your prompt and all of the styles and everything through it, to the AI, because if the AI doesn't know certain things as well, and if you guys want, I can get into a deep dive on kind of more specifics about all of the terms that I'm using, but this is how long it iterates. So if you let's put it in human terms. If you're drawing a picture and you take 5 minutes to draw a picture and you've never drawn a certain thing before, but you know roughly what it looks like, then that 5-minute picture is going to look pretty rough. Now, if you double your time and take 10 minutes to draw this thing that you know roughly what it looks like, it's going to look a little bit better. And then again, up to 15 minutes. And this is, I'm just putting this into a more casual vocabulary, but you get the idea, right? So the longer you take to draw a thing, the more like what it should look, it is going to look. That's very confusing language. The longer you work on something, the better it comes out in the end, if it's something you've never done before. So when these AIs are trained, they get like millions and millions and millions and millions of pictures. So if your point of reference is, I don't know, a Mortal Kombat ninja, to stick with the theme, then let's put that in. We'll put that into the prompt. So again, same thing, Mortal Kombat ninja, no other modifiers. We're just gonna Mortal Kombat ninja. So if we have it iterate for 150 iterations, and we're going to go portrait and we'll have it create. So if you've never drawn the thing before, this is kind of what happens. Like it kind of looks that it's vaguely like it's supposed to. Like this one actually looks quite good. This one I dig too. It's a little fuzzy up here, but I think that's fixable. But this one's a little wonky. And then we get into this guy over here, and that looks all right. That one looks pretty damn good. This is a little weird. And then this one doesn't really look human anymore. So, yeah. It's going to take a little bit longer. Like I said, we ran it on 150 iterations. So, that's about the extent of Starry AI. It takes a lot longer to get credits because you can only earn so many credits in a given day. And it's not quite as powerful, even though technically that Argo algorithm is a stable diffusion algorithm. There are different instances of stable diffusion. Let's see if we can even get into that on here. I don't think we can. No. So that's about as far as you can go with that one. Also mostly free. But then the one that we got into that I said was the best, and I totally stand by that statement. We're going to go down all the way to the first thing I created on here. And we're going to walk through all of those creations real quick. So I've created quite a bit, apparently. There we go. That's the beginning. These first few were before Stable Diffusion became open source and they released it to the public. But let's go same kind of basic situation. You have your library. You earn credits. This is based on credits again. Right now I have 39 credits sitting in my thing. I got my daily credits. You get daily credits here. You get credits for sharing just like you do over there, but why is it not in here? No, buddy. No. Shh. All right, so there's a whole breakdown of how you earn credits, and I can't seem to find it. Feedback, support, terms of service, credits. There we go. All right. So the breakdown here, again, your most expensive credits, if you were just buying them at the cheapest level, is you pay $10 and you get 100 credits. So it's 10 cents a credit. The best deal they have is just over 5 cents a credit. So that's pretty good. But then there's also the way to earn the free ones. Shh, buddy. Earn credits. No. Sorry, my dog is hearing other dogs outside barking. All right, so you can earn credits on social media. So the social sharing, you basically have to tag them in it and include a link to the piece, and you also have to connect your accounts similar to what we did in Starry AI. So there's that. There's you publish every 100 credits or 100 creations, you get 10 credits. For 500 likes, you get 10 credits. When you and these all change as well, because I've already received a couple of the like credits, so it kind of changes the goalpost. Once you've met the thing, then it moves it, so you can earn more by continuing that activity. So if you go through, you can go to the Explore tab up here, go to Explore, and then you see other artists that have published pieces. You like those pieces, and the first milestone, I think, is 50 creations. If you like 50 creations, it gives you, I think it's 5 credits, might be 3 credits. So you like 50, it gives you those credits, and then the next level is like 100 creations, and then the next level is 200, and so on and so forth. So I'm up to 500 likes. I need to hit 500 likes, and I'll get 10 more credits. Get 25 likes. So you get likes, same way, other people doing the Explore option. And that gives you credits as well. I have not met I think this is my second tier for that. And then you get followers. Again, this functions similarly to a social media page, social media page. So people can follow you, and then when you follow other people, that they puts their published works into your My Feed tab. So I have a couple of followers, so I guess this might be the second level, 50 followers for 10 credits. And then you follow people. I haven't followed that many people, so I still have to follow a few to get my first credit. Get 5 comments on a creation. I haven't yet received 5 comments on a single creation. And get 10 comments overall. That might be my second tier for that one. So, and there's more badges. No kidding. I didn't see that before. There are a bunch of different badges, and then you can probably click in here and see. So that's really cool. I didn't realize that. But either way, that's the basic ways to get credits. And like I said, I'm sitting right now at 39 credits. So we're going to go to the Create page and talk about how this differs from Starry AI. So we have 4 different AIs that you can access through Night Cafe. So Night Cafe, the ones where, like I said, when we were down here, there were only 3 back at this point. And those 3 are style transfer, artistic, and coherent. Style transfer is pretty self-explanatory, as you can see by this picture. I'll describe it for those that are listening. We have Starry Night by Pablo Picasso and a picture from the moon landing. That picture from the moon landing in the third picture over here is done in the style of Starry Night. So you have a style transfer, right? That's pretty self-explanatory. Artistic, and I don't know all of the breakdowns as to what this smaller text means. Oops. VQ GAN plus clip, clip plus guided diffusion, and then stable diffusion. I know obviously what stable diffusion is. This is just the natures of the different algorithms, how they were trained. So clip is the millions and millions and millions of images that factors also into stable diffusion. I don't know what VQGAN is, and I don't know what guided diffusion specifically is. But the artistic one is much more abstract. The coherent AI is a lot less abstract, but still not as coherent as the name would make you think, I guess, is probably a good way to put that. And the stable diffusion, like I said, this is basically the same algorithm that Starry AI has access to, but they go about theirs in a little bit of a different way. So we are going to show advanced options. You can start with a starter image again. And we also have the modifiers again. These are kind of baked in presets. So all this does when you click it is it creates a text prompt based on this. So you click candy, it gives us vibrant colors, Candyland, Wonderland, gouache, swirls, detailed. Cubist then adds, because I clicked candy before, now I've clicked cubist, it keeps the candy text and then adds abstract cubism, Euclidean, Georgy Kurasov, Albert Glees. So these are two different artists here at the end. Euclidean is math. So that kind of tells you that. And then modifiers are popular modifiers that other people have been using a lot of effectively. And also, this is some of what the AI was trained on. So it knows Pablo Picasso, it knows Wes Anderson, it knows Tim Burton, it knows Studio Ghibli. So it knows all of these things. H.R. Geiger's in here somewhere. It also knows different types of art, the movements and styles. So you have modern European ink, and this is going to dramatically change the way it ends up as well. Mediums and techniques, so you can do digital, you can do paint, you can do chalk, even a bunch of different options there. The 8-bit one is a little bit of a misnomer. It just kind of makes it look a little more video gamey. It doesn't make it look like an 8-bit video game, sadly. Photography is its own category unto itself for some reason, even though a lot of these words show up in these other options as well. Design tools and communities. So like certain communities have certain styles overall. I think some of these are a little bit ridiculous. I think DeviantArt is in here somewhere. Oh, they might have taken it out because, oh no, there it is right there. DeviantArt's in here. ZBrush, like that community is so big. There's so many different styles. I feel like that's a strange thing to have as a quote tool and community. But Unreal Engine, that's one that's pretty popular to get certain rendered looks. Descriptive terms, again, this is all kind of just helping you steer you in the direction of how the AI was trained. And then you have culture and genre. There's a lot of different punk things. You have steampunk, you have zombie core, you have clock punk, whatever that is, fantasy core, cyberpunk, obviously, glitch core, solar punk, and then classic. These are, again, just a different variation of favorites. Like, these are just things that get used a lot. And again, a lot of these showed up in other things. So 8K 3D, 8K resolution, abstract, all of those have shown up before. Yeah. So you can click on any one of these. I guess we should go to there. Click on any one of these, and it just adds that word to your prompt. So the most important thing is the prompt. So if you are well informed as to different things in the arts, as far as artists and styles and mediums and stuff, you don't need any of these modifiers. It's good to know what words were used to train the AI. But again, it knows so much. It probably knows at least a little bit of everything that you probably know. I mean, there is definitely going to be some things that you know that it doesn't. But I think those things are going to be very few and far between. But it kind of makes the experimentation go a little bit faster. So if you kind of don't know exactly what a certain text is going to give you, and you don't want to take the time and type it all out, this will type it out for you. But again, it's all just going to generate words into your prompt, and then that is what the AI uses. Start image, again, same concept. You basically have the framework of your base image, and then it will fill in that framework based on the prompt that you input. Now, this is where it gets really interesting, is the advanced options here on Night Cafe. You have very similar options on Night Cafe that the more advanced generators have, such as Dream Studio and Midjourney. So, Seed, this, I really don't know exactly how to describe Seed. Basically, it's the point from which you start the iterations, I guess. There's a deeper dive to go in there as well. All of this stuff we can go a lot deeper in. Like, we can spend a whole 20 minutes talking about AI art seed generation. So yeah, Seed is just kind of a frame of reference to the end result. So if you use the same seed over and over and over again, then all of your art that you generate from that seed is going to look rather similar. Aspect ratio, again, like I said, we have some different ones here. The widescreen here is 16:9, not 5:3. You have a 4:3 landscape. You have square, which everyone does. You have portrait, which I do a lot in, and mobile vertical, which is just the widescreen standing up. Prompt weight, this is one that you didn't have over on Starry AI. Prompt weight, if you weight it heavier, then it's going to take you a little bit more literal in the words that you used. If you weight it lighter, it's going to use it as a rough frame of reference. It's going to kind of resemble what you asked for. But if you go all the way in either direction, it's going to be kind of silly. But, I mean, it's worth a shot. Just so you can know for yourself, then go ahead and go all the way on either side. Then you have the number of images. So this is what I was looking for in Starry AI that I thought variations would get rid of. But you can do just one at a time. You can do 4 at a time, 9 at a time. So you get something similar to Crayon, to this guy here. Or you can do 16 images. Now, each of these images that it renders is all going to be like a proper resolution. So we'll get to resolution in a minute, but they're all going to be the same resolution. They're not going to be this like 300 by 300 square that then gets really gross when you blow it up. They start at 512 by 512. Where are we? 512 by 512 for the one by one, and then they kind of go up from there. Sampling method. This is the other thing that's similar to Seed, is hard to put into words with my fairly limited amount of knowledge as it stands right now. K_LMS seems to be the default for a couple of the stable diffusion interfaces, but all of these are options. I see very little difference from one sampling method to the other, so I would have to do a little bit more study to kind of fully understand what the actual differences are. But I have played around with these a little bit, and they don't make a drastic difference one way or the other. So that moves us into our final little section here, and that is resolution and runtime. So your resolution here, you have thumbnail, which is 512 by 512. Oh, let's get into portrait, because that's what I do a lot more of. So yeah, there we go. Thumbnail for portrait is 384 by 576. Then you have the quote-unquote low res, which they have at just under a half a megapixel, which is 512 by 704. And then medium res, which for some reason I don't understand why this is here, not recommended to run at medium resolution, which they have at just under a megapixel, which is sitting at 768 by 1024. There is going to be a fair amount of difference in the output resolution. So if you do what we have, we don't have it queued up. So you do a Mortal Kombat Ninja If you do a thumbnail, likely you're going to get a smaller image, something that if you're speaking in camera terms or photo terms, the picture was taken very close to the source. Low res image is going to back the camera up a little bit, and you're going to get a little bit more detail, a little bit more of the fine tuning stuff. And then medium resolution, again, it's just going to make it a little bit bigger. I think part of the reason why they say not recommended is because medium resolution, the images largely that the AI was trained on are like 2 megapixels and under, and then the way the output works is it becomes more difficult to render larger images that resemble the prompt. I think that's as in depth as I understand that at the moment. And then runtime over here on the left is iterations. So much like we did over here at Starry AI, you have 50, 100, or 150 iterations. Runtime, we have short, medium, and long, and each one costs more credits than before. And this is how long it has to think about the prompt that you have given it. So the text up here, this is how long it thinks about it in order to make it as close to that prompt as you have asked. So again, prompt weight is pretty factors directly into runtime and the outcome as well. So I don't do anything really in thumbnail anymore unless I'm really unsure of what the results might be. Thumbnail is a single credit, assuming you haven't changed anything else back here that costs more credit, like number of images or anything like that. So thumbnail's 1, low res is 2. 2 credits. It's pretty easy to get credits on this, so I usually run with 2. So let's get back to our Mortal Kombat Ninja. Well, that's actually pretty cool. Not gonna lie, I dig that. So the only prompt we have on this is Mortal Kombat Ninja. So that's our first image. Ooh, it's taking it a second to load these images. That's our second image, a little less interesting, but still got a little Baraka vibes going on here. A little Noob Saibot action going on here, I feel like. That's interesting. Notice it had really struggles with hands and proportions. Oh, and that's even like box art. Oh, I know I've been disregarding chat. Oh, yeah. Yes, you can hear my dog. Yes. Engineering technology. You need to write an essay on how robots are going to be affecting us. Hey, man, just wrote the most random stuff in the conclusion, but the teacher said to write references from movies. So I put Wall-E, Terminator, Sentinels from X-Men. That's very smart, sir. Very smart. That's really cool. I mean, you could reference, what is it? You said engineering technology, write an essay on how robots are going to be affecting us. AI is effectively like robots affecting us, isn't it? So you could write a little bit about what we're talking about. Anyway, back to what we're talking about. So yeah, this is, what did we say? Was that 100? Yeah, it's 150 iterations. So we got some pretty cool stuff with the longest detailed option that we had, right? Like, I really dig this one. The proportions are actually quite good. The hands are a little wonky, this one specifically, but that almost looks like you could, and again, you're going to need some Photoshop skills or something to make this work 100%, and you can't copyright artificially created works unless you have changed it to be something unique unto yourself. So that's always recommended. But let's go take a look at, oh yeah, we can't really, because this is all thumbnail size. This is what I mean by, this is the artistic. So it's super abstract. This is the artistic. This is coherent. And then we get into more coherent stuff because it looks a little more human as I was trying to render different Mortal Kombat ninjas. And then we get landscape stuff. The coherent AI does pretty well. I dug that one a lot. And then again, more Mortal Kombat stuff, this time in Dune. Still quite abstract, though. And then they introduced, and here we have Witch King stuff, a little gothy stuff. And then this was the first thing I did with Stable Diffusion in Night Cafe. This is... where is... My prompt for this was Mortal Kombat Ninja Victory Pose Stable High Resolution Octane Render Volumetric Light. So that's what it created. We have very good proportions. This looks like something that they could have done as early art for the next game, right? This is pretty dang good. So then I tried to... You can evolve on here too. Which is, I don't know, is this... Yeah, you can evolve here as well on Starry AI. I haven't played with the evolve on Starry AI just yet. Stable Diffusion, though, does not take very well to evolution, so you have to change your algorithm if you want to evolve a piece, and that does not result in the best of outputs. This is how I tried to evolve that previous piece. It's not at all what I wanted it to be. I also think I cranked up the... Where is it? Runtime. I cranked up the runtime. I dropped the prompt weight, and I dramatically increased the start image weight. So, yeah, that probably had something to do with it. I probably could have gotten something a little bit better, but we have different iterations. But this is all Stable Diffusion. This is all much more coherent, even if I didn't upscale them. And then we get to the second one that I upscaled. So upscale on here, you go to Enhance. So if we go to Enhance, we'll go to one that I haven't made larger. Go to Enhance, and then you have a bunch of different options here as well. So Enhance, you have 2 times, 4 times, 6 times, 8 times, and this one isn't always here, this 13.89 times. I don't know why they didn't just round it up to 14, but this makes a giant image. I don't generally go over 8 times when I upscale, but each one costs a different number of credits, and the upscale AI is pretty good. So this was the first one that I really upscaled. Again, Mortal Kombat themed because, you know. And then we started getting into, I have story ideas that I've been working on that I needed visualization help with, which is another good use for this. If you can generate something and you're writing text-based things, this could help you like have something tangible. If this is what, say this is what my superhero, I wanted my superhero to look like, or very similar to this, then I have something I can see, so when I'm writing words, I can describe the thing I see rather than trying to hold on to the same mental image from day to day. Again, more Stable Diffusion stuff. Some of the stuff is really dang cool. Like this guy right here. I dug it. That's a lot of fun. So yeah, that's Night Cafe in a nutshell. Again, there is deeper dives that can be done in pretty much every aspect of this. But that's the long and the short of it. This is one of my favorites as well. I really, really like that one. This one too. All right, I'm done. So we can, you can do that, and then you can also create collections. So things that have similar looks, you can put them together. You can do collections for people you find in your feed, in the Explore tab, in all of this. Just generally all over a pretty great experience if you are wanting to really get into AI generated art. Oh, very interesting thing here. What was the difference? There was a really minor difference between these two things. Are these two? Oh yeah, it was the seed and the prompt weight, I think, was the only difference. Runtime. Seed and runtime was the only difference. So yeah, the next one we're going to talk about, this one's much less free, is Dream Studio. Now, Dream Studio, we're going to see a lot of really similar elements here. So if we go, let's start here. So membership with Dream Studio, you create a brand new account with Dream Studio and they give you $2 for free. $2 with them is approximately 200 generations. It's a very approximate number because not every generation is one credit. All right. So, this is all whatever. Go to Dream is what they call it, and this is your interaction with the AI. So in Dream Studio, this is just another iteration of Stable Diffusion. Wow, I just kind of brain farted that, didn't I? So Stable Diffusion. So in Dream Studio, let's find some of my renders in Dream Studio. Dream Studio is going to look very similar to Night Cafe because they're effectively the same algorithm, just a different instance of the same algorithm. So this I created in Dream Studio. This guy I created in Dream Studio. We're going to get to there. I've done plenty of Mortal Kombat stuff in Dream Studio. Where is it? This guy right here. This, because we're going to talk about this. So open with this guy. All right. So this is the kind of things that you can create in Dream Studio. It's very similar to, we'll close this one and then we're going to open up the other one. Open with Firefox. That guy. And we remember this guy, right? This was from Starry AI. This is the Starry AI render. This is the Night Cafe render. And this is the Dream Studio render. These are all three the exact same prompt. The only difference is the interactivity, the UI, I guess, with the algorithm. So once again, Dream Studio, Night Cafe, and Starry AI. Yeah, exact same prompt, but the seeds changed and the UI changed. Back to Dream Studio. So you'll notice looking at the image I created with Dream Studio versus the other two is it is significantly smaller. Like this guy is downscaled. That's the size that it is. Likewise here, this guy is downscaled. That's the size that it is. Much larger. This is the largest one. It's easier to upscale with Starry AI than the other two. So Dream Studio, we have very similar interactivity. We have the width of the image, so you can change width and height individually. So you can do your own ratio stuff, but effectively you have 16:9 there, 9:16 there, and pretty much everything in between, and squares if they're both all the way to the left. Configure scale, CFG scale, is how much the image will be like your prompt. So this is the prompt weight. So if you drop it down, it's going to resemble less of what you're looking for specifically with the words you use. You go up. It's very similar, once again, to when we were in here. Come on. The prompt weight. That is the prompt weight right there. Steps. This is how many iterations. So this is getting us more in line with Starry AI by calling it iterations. Right? So we have iterations. You only have 3 options here, though. In Dream Studio, you can go from 10, and it jumps in single numbers. You can jump all the way up to 150, but it does, again, single-digit changes between 10 and 150. Generally speaking, most people keep it in the 50 to 100 range, roughly. Experiment, but that seems to be the window for the most success. Number of images, once again, we can go all the way up to 9. I guess with Night Cafe, we can go up to 16. But again, though, each one of these images is an image unto itself, unlike back here with, I closed that tab, but the Crayon AI, where each one was effectively just a section of an image. And then the sampler, we're back to sampler. Again, that's basically the same list that we had in Night Cafe. I think the only difference is the PLMS and the DDIM samplers. Those are the only two differences. Everything else is there. And then we have model. There is two different options for which version of Stable Diffusion you want to interact with. You can interact with the older one, which is 1.4, or the newest one, which is 1.5, an option you didn't have in Night Cafe, though Night Cafe just automatically interacts with the most recent iteration. This one gives you the option. Seed, again, we have the seed interactivity. So if there's a little toggle over here to the right. If you leave the toggle off, then it randomizes the seed. If you turn the toggle on, then you can type in the seed, right? And the seed's basically just a randomly generated number based on things that we kind of already talked about. Initial image is, again, the exact same thing. Start image that we had here in Night Cafe and start image, initial image that we have here in Starry AI. So the biggest difference between this is you have a couple more kind of fine-tuning options, and even just this basic nothing is 1.8 credits, right? So we have 200 credits that we get, but a basic prompt is 1.8 credits because I've increased the steps, I think. Or is it the config? Yeah, it's the steps, because it's the config scale doesn't affect it, but the steps does. So if you want just one, you have to keep it at about 50 iterations for 1 credit. So if you want to get it, if you want to have it think a little bit longer, it's going to cost you a little bit more. You cannot, with Dream Studio, you cannot earn more credits. You have to purchase more credits. That is the way it is. It sucks, but that's the way it is. Also, when you iterate, so let's create our Mortal Kombat Ninja. Mortal Kombat Ninja, and we're gonna make this portrait sized. Keep that there. So, all right. So even changing the height, look, we're now up to 2.4 credits just by changing the height, because my steps are at 50. Nothing else has changed but the height. So interesting. Gonna turn the configuration scale up and turn the steps up to 100. So it's a little bit more expensive to render, because now that we're at 100, we're at almost 5 credits to generate this image, just this single image. So if I were to change number of images, we're gonna change. Let's change it to 2. Oh, no kidding! That doesn't change the credit. I didn't realize that. I didn't try that before. You can't, though, affect the seed. Oh, it starts you off with different seeds. All right, hey, we're experimenting here in stream. So let's say 6. We'll say Mortal Kombat Ninja. It's going to give us presumably 6 different seeds, since it's taken away our seed editability. Oh, okay, so I'm not losing my mind. It's 4.8 credits per image. So let's do 2. Yeah, that credits slash image threw me for a loop, apparently, for a second. Mortal Kombat Ninja, raw prompt, basic prompt, no initial image. Let's iterate this, and then we'll talk about. So this one iterates pretty fast, unlike Night Cafe. Takes a second. And we didn't take a look at our generated image up in Night Cafe. So this is what it gave us when we said Mortal Kombat Ninja. Whoa, something's crazy is going on here. The head looks like it wants to be like a basketball or something. The hands are, as expected, crazy, but the rest of this image is kind of cool. The eyes look sleepy, but the fire elements behind it and in front of it here, that's pretty nifty, man. All right, Dream Studio is done. We have two different. Wow. Maybe I'm gonna play here a little bit. We're gonna go. So if you want to duplicate your success, you can literally do that. There's a duplicate button on Night Cafe. Duplicate, and then we're going to change number of images to 4, and we're going to. Let's do 2 because I think that might do. Yeah, okay. That's going to create 2 different images, I think. We're going to up the prompt weight to 70. And we're going to up the runtime to medium. And we're going to say, yes, we want to use 8 credits. Yep, confirm. And then we're going to take a look at that. So, much more coherent here, a little bit more powerful, not by much though. Like, it's not a huge difference from from Night Cafe to Dream Studio. So I would say play around in Dream Studio and use up your 200 credits, but I don't know that they're necessarily worth a purchase. They are when you're into. So, all right. So before I get too far ahead of myself, this tells you the seed that it used to generate, because remember, it's 2 different seeds, which is really cool. The hands are much nicer on both of these than we've seen so far. I just lost my train of thought. Oh, so, and then it has a download button as you mouse over as well. So you can download there is no upscaling option. So you have to upscale stuff from Dream Studio on your own. You can find upscalers on the interwebs. All you got to do is look. There are free options. There's Gigapixel, but that you have to pay for Gigapixel. There's other ones that you can pay for. Or again, you can find free ones. They're just super limited when they're free. So Dream Studio stores ever so briefly your history. Now, since I clicked off of the Dream option and then I go back to Dream, it clears my images. So you have to basically redream, as it says here, redream this image or redream this image, right? So that kind of sucks. If you're going to do something with the images that it creates, because there's no real guarantee it's going to be the exact same one. It's just going to be one that very closely resembles the one that you got before. And I think it also costs you to redream. So let's see. We redream 1. Let's go back to Night Cafe while we're looking at this. Oh, interesting. All right, I don't understand. Two different. It was supposed to give me 2 different seeds. Oh, show progress images. Nope. It was supposed to give me 2 different seeds, but it didn't. Huh. So yeah, we have something kind of similar to what we got over here in Dream Studio before, right? All right, so this reiterated, we can see it's quite similar. It's almost exactly the same. I would venture to say it's probably exactly the same in every meaningful respect. But if you go over to membership, let's see what happened. $1.80. Yeah. I think it. All right. I guess we have to be 100% accurate. We're going to redream again and see what happens. $1.87 is where we were at. 87.9. Yeah. So it charges you to redream. Which kind of sucks. But purchase, if you go into purchase membership. For 10 credits is $1. So you're spending $10, you get 1,000 credits. So they're 10 cents a credit. So that's the same as it was for Night Cafe. So, but you don't earn. There's no ability to earn credits. You can only purchase credits once you've used up your first 200 that it gives you for free. Some handy stuff in here that you can probably use throughout other stable diffusion iterations. It gives you prompt guide, so it kind of talks to you about generating your prompt and things to use. There's a social element. You can connect to the socials of Dream Studio. They're on Discord. I'm pretty sure they have a Twitter and probably an Instagram. And then frequently asked questions kind of goes through a lot of the stuff we've already talked about. So that is the basic comparison. Oh, and I said we were going to talk about Midjourney too, didn't I? So Midjourney, similar to Dream Studio in that you get a certain number of free credits to generate your art. I don't remember what that number is, but this is quite a bit more powerful if you're going for things that look realistic. You'll recognize the top of this guy's head because it is now part of the live Nerdy Ninja logo. You can upscale inside of Midjourney. The way you interact with Midjourney is through Discord exclusively. Epos Vox over on his Analog Dream channel has a number of very in-depth videos on how to interact with Midjourney. This is the same prompt that this image was created from, the same prompt that created this image and this image and this image. So that'll kind of give you an idea of the difference between Midjourney. Midjourney is not stable diffusion. Midjourney creates 4 images initially. This is the first. And then you can kind of iterate on each one of these images. Again, each of these images is an image unto itself, and you can make it bigger or get variations based on it and all that jazz. This as well, I think. Yeah, this is also that same prompt. So where are they? This guy is the same prompt that brought us these. This guy is the same prompt. Really interesting stuff. This guy is the same prompt. But it's pretty different the way this AI works. This was the initial image that it gave me based on that same prompt. The initial 4 images, I guess. You can do all of the iterative stuff that we were talking about in Dream Studio, Night Cafe, and Starry AI. Just it's all text based, so you have to input it into as part of the prompt in order to get the higher resolution stuff. And very interesting. I really dig it, but it is a bit more expensive. So if we go to manage subscription, $10 is a basic membership. That would be $10 a month. Gets you 200 images. That's it. And every time, so that counts every time you go to oh yeah. So every time you go from, let's say, well, every time you go from this image to this image as an upscaled option, that uses a render. So that 200 images a month, we've just used 2 trying to narrow down exactly what we want. So $10 a month, that's not it's a little pricey. Again, Dolly 2, I don't have access to, so we can't really talk about it. It also costs. I just don't know what their structure looks like. There are other options to make it to make it a bit cheaper. $30 a month gets you a standard membership, which gets you unlimited generations. And then there's a business member as well. Yeah, business is $600 a month. Unlimited plan, you get private image generation. So that's we can do a deep dive into that kind of stuff too. But again, Epos Fox does an amazing job of explaining all of that in detail, because he had early access to Midjourney, and I have only recently been able to access Midjourney. But still, a lot of fun. That is AI in a nutshell. That is this portion of the live stream. We've spent another hour. We're going to play some games, man. We got some Shredder's Revenge coming up. I need to take a little bit of a breather. So not going to be as long of a wait between that one and this one. Yeah, man, I'm totally cool if you do a shout out on the TikTok. Oh, and you're probably not watching anymore because I was talking so much. Let's see. Are you still in the room, bud? Somebody's in the room. Sorry, I was not paying attention to chat. And that is totally my fault. I own that. Anyway, we're going to take a moment's break just so I can lubricate my vocal cords. And we are going to play a little Shredder's Revenge, maybe a round or two of Halo. I'm not a huge fan of the Yappening event that's happening right now, but I think I actually got everything I want out of it. So we'll probably play some Halo. It might be Master Chief Collection, though, because there was a massive update to that. But either way, thank you for checking out the AI stuff. Live stream folk. We'll be right back. The rest of you watching on video on demand, go check out the other stuff. We'll see you in a minute. Yeah, I gotta... Oh, where am I going? No! Okay. We've got to, because I don't have my controller hooked up, so we gotta go here, and we've gotta go... And then we go to this, and... transition. Hey, all right. Out of studio mode. And let's get rolling on some Shredder's Revenge. Turn the volume up on my headphones real quick. This one? Yes. Headset volume. Look at that artwork. Just love it. Nice. Ninja Turtles. screen. Ninja Team. Party!
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles! Let's kick some shell!
Yeah. Let's go to... We can do story. X and A, okay. AX. Okay. Oh, okay. Cool. Wake up roll. Yeah, because I'm playing a game, watching the instructions. Reanimate, hold left bumper. Oh, that's cool. Costs 2 hit points. Quick stand is A. Left bumper. Oh, so you give them 2 hit points. And hold left bumper.
Any comments?
Replenishes ninja power to Tante. Unlocked at power level 8. Requires 3 full ninja power bars. Okay. Good to know. April, Splinter. No Casey Jones yet, huh? Alright, let's get... Mikey's fast, but he's got crap for range. Decent power. We'll start with Leo. What's on the news? Good evening, New York, and welcome back to Vernon's News, where the view is always crystal clear. On today's show, a gift for me as a thanks for... Uh-oh. Where's the gift receipt? Live foots. Bebop's beats up, New York. We interrupt this program. Give you chaos. Statue of Liberty. Getting a makeover is gonna look better than ever. Keep it locked here on Bebop's Beat. What the shell?
Jaw-breaking news.
Alright, A is the jump, then we have action, and then dodge. Alright. Oh. Oh, because that's not the jump button. That's why I didn't jump. Yeah, this is great.
My magnum open! It's that time! Hi-ya!
Aww.
Yours history. Hi-ya! I gotta focus. Hi-ya!
Oh, this is a little more difficult than anticipated. Oh, no.
Hi-ya! My snout hurts.
Oh, that was close.
Looks like another victory for the forces of good. Cowabunga!
Rocksteady.
You snooze, you lose, Toyo.
Hooray, I'm earning things. Special request unlocked. I didn't get to read that at all. Well, that's fun. Let's go here, though. Collect all classic headlines for burn.
I need my papers back. Now hurry. I need my papers back. Now hurry. Big Apple, 3 p.m.
Oh, yeah. Oh, they jacked the turtle van.
Hi-ya!
Ah.
What idiot dropped this on the floor? Hi-ya! Go!
Oh, thank you. Sorry about the bother.
Oh. That hurt. Ah, no. No.
Hi-ya! Back at you, creeps! Hi-ya!
Yeah. Nah. Extra ninja power bar added. Okay.
Back at you, creeps. Hi-ya!
Nah.
Hi-ya! Deep breath. Ooh, say your prayers. You never learn, Rocksteady.
Oh, where'd my music go?
Katana slash. Ow, my horns.
That one was a little bit easier.
Looks like another victory for the forces of good. Cowabunga! Out of the way, you freak joints!
All right, we'll do one more level and then we're gonna switch games.
Can you please find my diary? Please.
Missed one challenge, huh?
Mutants over Broadway. Let's keep our eyes on the
Ooh. Ah, oh, it's unharmed. Oh. 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 No. Aww.
Turtles to the rescue!
Now they give me a life. Yeesh. Nice. Uh-oh.
It's title bashing time! We're gonna stomp you, wimps!
No. Ah. No. Ugh. This one is much harder. Oh no. Ah. No.
Must have zoned out.
No.
Don't sweat it, turtles.
All right, I think we're good for shredders.
Ninja Turtles.
That's great fun though. Great fun. All right. Close that guy out. And then we go to unlocked an achievement. All right, let's go. Master Chief. I haven't played Master Chief in a long time, and I know we're still in the middle of creating Lockout on Splitgate, but we're not going to do that tonight. I don't have the time. We're just going to play a few rounds and then call it a night. I just hope there's some SWAT. Oh, I really have to do reset up. Okay, multiplayer. Ooh. Hardcore doubles, team doubles. Let's go. Oh my. This is quite different. Challenge hub customization. Oh, okay. I still have all of this stuff in. Good. Okay. Beautiful. All right. What about player ID, career, leaderboards, my files, settings, figure gamepad. Right weapon, melee, jump. Okay, so that looks like it's all there too. I just wish it was, you could customize. Oh wait, maybe you can now. With this giant update, maybe we can do 100% our own button layout. Gamepad, modern, disabled. Not inverted, not inverted. Okay. Can't do it. That's stupid, but whatever. Precision Slayer, Auto Slayer, Flag and Bomb, Zone Control, Asset Denial, Action Sec, SWAT, and Snipes. SWAT and Snipes it is. Play. Let's see what happens. Last time I had to go to Infinite because there wasn't anybody playing SWAT and Snipes. Do. Maybe we play Slayer? Maybe if we do that. Let's add both types of regular Slayer to it and see what happens. Oh, there we go. We found something. Team Slayer Battle Rifle. Gemini. I feel like there's been a little bit of a graphical increase as well. It does seem clearer. Nice. Oof. A little too loud. Oh, behind me. Wow, this feels so floaty. I was sniped, was I? I keep trying to run. Don't remember the shields in this game being so effective. Oop. Oof. Oh, there's a shotgun out here, isn't there? I feel like there's a shotgun out here. Oh, where is the damn shotgun? Ah, wah, wah, wah. Yeah. Oh, we lose. Oh no, we win. Okay. I'm not even pictured. Oh, that sucks. -6. Oof. That's no bueno. Hey, that's probably another regular ass Slayer match, though. Team Slayer, yep.
Slayer lost the lead.
Keep trying to run. Cracking me up. There's a shotgun on this map too. I just don't remember where it is right now. Oh. Nope. Damn. I am no good at... I mean, I was never great at OG Halo, but I am much less bad, or much less good now. Ugh. Nothing. Damn it. At least I got a kill. Oh, 3 kills now. Yeah. Oof. No good. Oh, he was dual wielding. Oh, that was weird. Okay. All right, that's all we're doing. We're going to do one of these guys and call it.
Eliminate the targets.
Fiesta.
Slay every opponent alive. Dynamo grenades acquired. Active camo obtained. Reserves depleting.
Victory is within reach.
Spartan down. Enemy got him on.
Delivery confirmed. Just aim, human.
stockpile. Bring your base to full charge.
Find and return power seeds to win, Spartan.
Power seeds are ready to secure.
Active camo obtained.
Triple kill.
This moment will be remembered in song. Let's get that put away.
Spartan down. Spartans are closing in.
Power seed loaded. Our team has loaded a power seed.
Oof.
The enemy has loaded a power seed. Oh dear. Terrible way to go.
They're close. Enemy is below us.
Enemy team secured a power seed.
Your team has reached half power. The enemy is at half power. Your enemies have one power seed remaining. Watch that sword. One power seed remaining.
Spartan down.
Enemies have one power seed remaining. Power seed stockpile incoming. Power seeds are ready to secure.
Whoa.
Shields are down.
Bring it home, Spark.
Your team just scored.
Our team has loaded a power seed.
Power seed stockpile incoming. Power seeds are ready to secure. Your team has reached half power.
Grapple shot acquired. Hostile combat.
Ballista.
Vista. Another trophy for the pile.
Your team just scored.
We're one power seed closer.
Power seed stockpile incoming. Power seeds are ready to secure. The enemy is at half power.
Our team has loaded a power seed.
My shield is not really strong.
Your enemies have one power seed remaining.
Power seed acquired.
Shield down.
Your team has reached half power.
Double kill.
The enemy team has scored. Power seed stockpile incoming. Your team needs one more power seed. Power seeds are ready to secure.
Ooh, nice. All right, so that brings us to the end. Thank you very much, nerds, for joining. We're doing the thing, doing the sign off. We're gonna be gone for 2 weeks, I believe, for the live show, so it's just gonna be regular shows. Let's put this onto a better, there we go. Just regular shows for the next 2 weeks, and then that brings us closer to the break, which we've talked about. We'll see you in the next one. Before, oops, that's not, there we go. Before we get out of here, nerds, again, thank you very much. And always, always remember that if it's generally nerdy, it's probably here.